Hello, everybody. Thank you all for joining me and us this evening. My name is Mark Wylie, and I am the Regional Development Officer here in Whitby. And tonight we're going to be talking about preparing for your audition. In this presentation, I'm going to be giving you guys some tips and insights you can use on how you can make your audition stand out from the rest and other ways to make your application profile more successful so you'll be more likely to become an emerging artist this season. Okay, so this is the second workshop hosted by the Town of Whitby. If you're not from Whitby, it's okay. You can be tuning in across the province or across the country, and all the information is still going to be relevant. If we have any new viewers tonight, then I might recommend you guys go back and, if you can, catch the first workshop, the introduction to OMCI. If you wonder maybe what OMCI is or what we do, you can swing by the Ontario Musicians Co-operative YouTube channel. The video is up there. Also, if you're looking for any other information on who OMCI is and what the Emerging Artist Program is, there's lots of information on our website, ontariomusicians.com. All right, so for the audition, jumping right in here. Currently, the portal is open, so at any point now, you are available to submit your application for the position this season. And the current job posting will close on February 15th. So it gives you about 10 days to go through the application if you're just learning about it now, in order to be eligible for the job. So what the audition consists of is it's almost like your sort of typical job application. You're going to have to submit a cover letter and a resume. There will be a application, or I guess like a questionnaire for all the applicants. You will have to submit a 1-minute video introduction talking about yourself and your goals and things like that. We'll talk more about that in a little bit in more detail. And I guess the sort of traditional audition aspect of this is going to be uploading a YouTube video that has been timestamped for our judges. Obviously, we have in person with COVID, so this year we are doing the first round of auditions with this YouTube video method for the performance aspect of it. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm basically going to walk you through the entire application, kind of step by step. Some of it's pretty self-explanatory, but there's things that I can provide, or I've learned, one, from experience, and two, from talking directly with the artistic team, that is going to give you some valuable insights on certain sections and how you can do these things to the best of their ability, that you won't get this information like on the website. The only way you're going to find out about this is by tuning in to this stream. All right, so first thing you can do, if you're not sure how to find the job posting, maybe you found it on Indeed or other sources, but I'd recommend, if in the stream, go to the website ontariomusicians.com, and you will find the website ontariomusicians.com, and you will find the shortcut to the summer employment page, and that will take you to this page where you will find the link to how to submit your application through the portal. And that portal is through the website Get Hired. So once you click through, this is what you're going to see next. And we are looking to apply as an emerging artist. And as you go through that, we get to this portal, which is where we're going to begin sort of the whole process. So the first thing you have to do is upload your resume and your cover letter and create, I guess, an account basically with adding your email address. You won't be able to get any further in the application until you upload these two things. So obviously, if you are serious about applying, get those things uploaded. If you are a returning staff potentially tuning in, you don't have to create a new profile. I'd recommend logging in with the one you made from previous years, as this will actually benefit you because the jury panel will be able to look back on your profile from last year and then kind of compare the growth that will work in your favor. So then after that, we're going to get to that'll take you to like the questionnaire aspect of this. So some of it will be just kind of answers you see here, where you'll just kind of click yes or no, or click in the boxes. And there are other aspects of this will be written down. So I'm going to kind of walk you guys through all these questions and provide some pointers here and there when applicable. So the first thing we get to is a set of questions that are going to determine whether you're eligible for the program. So the criteria is set by the Canada Summer Jobs Program. We receive grant funding through them, so we have to obviously abide by their requirements in order to create these jobs. So essentially, you have to be between the ages of 16 and 30 on your first day of employment. You have to be a Canadian citizen, or I guess a permanent resident, or someone under immigration or refugee status. Unfortunately, international students who are here either on a work visa or a student visa will not be eligible for this role. So moving on, what we're going to do in these two questions is we're looking to know basically where you're from or where you would be able to travel to, in case that, I guess, there is a chance, if there are any in-person opportunities this summer. If we're not sure if it's going to be entirely online like last season, or if it's going to be some sort of hybrid. But essentially, in the first question here, you'll pick the area that's closest to you. So if you're from Whitby, like I am, then you'd hit Whitby. And then the second question, if it's closest in, if maybe, for instance, there's not enough job funding in that area, or that primary area is full, then we'll have these secondary options for you guys in case there are more jobs funded in other areas. So for example, since I'm from Whitby, I would probably hit Ajax and Durham as secondary choices. But again, if we end up online, I think you could probably end up being from Whitby and get put in Surrey, out in BC, but just because of the digital world, that would work out fine. And then we get to some fielding questions. So things like, have you performed music in public? How long you've been doing it? And we want to know, what is your principal instrument? Some other things to help us kind of get to know you a bit better. If you play more than one instrument, that's great. Let us know what else you do. So maybe you're a guitar player. You kind of by default know how to play like ukulele and bass. I don't know, things like that. And this next question here is kind of an important one. List 3 musical skills that you are most interested in developing or learning. And this is going to be a good chance for you in your application to show us what you're looking to learn, what you're maybe what your goals are. So take this opportunity here to let us know the things you're looking to get out of this program. So maybe, I think when I applied, I wanted to obviously get more performance experience. I wanted to expand my network, which I guess isn't really a musical skill in this case. I wanted to know more about the music business. So keep in mind these sort of things. Maybe you want to learn more about songwriting or being a side person, a sideman role kind of thing. So take advantage of this question to really clarify what it is that you're looking to get out of this program. Okay, so we got a couple other, again, just fielding questions. Do you read standard music notation? Can you read the Nashville number system? Maybe some of you, I know I didn't know this, but I had studied tonal and jazz harmony, so I knew what the number system was, but I didn't know it was called Nashville number system. Basically, it's a harmony system where you can easily transpose chords. So maybe you know that, maybe you don't. If you don't, it's fine. That's kind of thing we can teach you. If you do, that's great. And then moving on, there are some COVID-related questions throughout the application. So we want to know in what ways COVID has impacted you in your career or your goals, and if you've done anything specifically, how did you kind of react with that? How did you overcome any obstacles, things like that, as well as like maybe if you've used any tools to get around that collaboratively, like maybe you've done some Google Meets or Zoom calls with your band or file sharing as in lieu of in-person sort of songwriting sessions. We want to know that kind of stuff if you've been active at all in the past year. We also want to know if you have any experience in using any recording or production equipment. So things like if you have microphones, interfaces, if you're familiar with using DAWs. We want to know what you have, what kind of experience you have with it. Things like that will help us kind of gauge production-wise where you're at. And again, if you don't have any of that experience, it's not a big deal. It's the things that we can show you, teach you, if you're successful in becoming an artist this season. And then here's another kind of important question. If you weren't applying for this opportunity with the OMCI Summer Emerging Artist Program, how would you be furthering your artistic development this summer? So if you weren't applying for this job, in what ways would you be trying to further your goals or your dreams of being an artist? So this is going to be probably, I think, one of the most important aspects of the application. And it's this short, innocent video response, yet I think it's going to carry a lot of weight or a lot of points in the kind of scoring process. So what we're looking for in this video response is basically going to be 1 minute. We're looking to see if you can, or basically trying to find some criteria like we want you to introduce yourself, get to know you a little bit, what you do, what you play, things like that. What kind of music do you like? And I thought I had one tip from my experience going through the artist program. I've auditioned twice, and both those times I received a very similar question in the audition process, and that was list 3 things you're looking to get out of this program this year. And I would think that if they've done it twice, you might see it in your audition if you're successful for callbacks. But I think this is a great question sort of to help you kind of format your response. So you can kind of format it like, this is who I am, this is what I do, these are the 3 things I'm looking to get out of the program, whether it's like performing, networking, learning about the industry, things like that. Maybe don't list them off so obviously like that, but try to incorporate that, like this is the things I'm looking for, because we're looking for the things that match with what we do. And all those things I kind of mentioned are part of the things the program offers. And then I guess the last thing to note with this is try and be personable. Like, try to show some of your character, your personality, because the judges are really looking for someone who they might want to work with. Because the judges might end up becoming they could be part of the team in your area, or they could be program coordinators, and they're going to want to pick people who have, like, I guess, a good vibe, people they could maybe see working with over a summer, they could talk to naturally. So keep that in mind, that you want to try and present yourself in such a way that's kind of creates a connection with the juror or the evaluator. All right, so that's that part. And then the next important part, which also sort of the important aspects of this audition, is submitting your YouTube video. So the jury will only watch 3 minutes of your video. So if you have like a 6-minute song, what you can do is, when you submit your YouTube link, you can select the start time. So if you have a 6-minute song, for example, and the best part is at like 4 minutes, then set the timer so that it starts within the 3-minute span in that 4-minute mark. Otherwise, the jury will watch from the start, and they watch the first 3 minutes, and maybe they miss the best part. So that's an important part of this process, is that the jury will only watch for 3 minutes. So highlight your best 3 minutes. Other kind of things to note with this that is important might be sort of obvious, but we don't want to see like professionally produced music videos or like dubs. We want to actually see a live performance. Live performance can be an old video. So maybe like a year ago or something like that, you have a really good performance that you think highlights your skills in a really good way. You can still use that. Again, just make sure that it's timestamped so that we can watch the best moments of that video. Another thing to mention is original music is encouraged. It's not mandatory. Focus on those who are creating original music as part of their artistry. But if you're maybe second guessing yourself on what to play, maybe like you're new to songwriting or you're new to writing, and you don't think that your compositions are as good as a cover, then definitely, play a cover, play something that, if you're gonna do a cover, make sure that that cover is sort of within your identity of what you're trying to explore musically. Also something that will highlight your skills. So if there's a song, maybe like, for example, if you're a guitar player and you want to play something like Steve Vai and shred it up, that would be great. If you're a songwriter, obviously playing, maybe your songwriting is still new, but you love Maggie Rogers, then let's hear Maggie Rogers song. So things like that. And then, yes, those are, I guess, really the most important 2 parts. But I guess I didn't mention this before, but you have to fill out all of these questions in your application. If you leave anything blank, your application will be incomplete and it won't score as good. So remember that. Fill out all the questions. So some other things, looking ahead here. If you have an artist website, that we'd love to see that. And then some more COVID-related questions relating to your basically your Wi-Fi. If the program is all in the digital world again, it's going to be important that you have a reliable internet connection. I think last season there were some difficulties with, obviously, sometimes you can't control these things with whether your Wi-Fi goes out or is unreliable, but it would be an important aspect of the program that you would have cable or fiber-based internet at your home, and if you have your own sort of personal computer, that would make things, essentially, that would make your life a lot easier come this summer season. And then lastly, entering your postal code. This way your application will kind of funnel through and it'll be sorted by the appropriate team who's closest in your area. And I believe that essentially completes the questionnaire, other than maybe just providing us some info on how you heard about this opportunity. But then there's one other gem here, which is the profile option. So it's nowhere stated in the application that you have to upload a profile picture or that you have to record an audio introduction. But if you do those things, you might be able to score some extra points with the judges. We've found in the past, or from what I've heard from our artistic team, is that when the judges are going through the application profiles and they see a picture, they are able to sort of connect with that person or that artist a bit more, and they might, because of that, since they feel like they have a connection with them based on seeing their picture, they might score better or score higher. And then the other thing that I think is underutilized is this option to do a record an audio introduction. So you could kind of be, I think you can kind of be creative with this, and you can kind of use it to show us a bit more of your personality. So maybe in your video introduction, you kind of include the things we talked about, where you say like, "Hey, I'm Mark from Whitby. I play guitar. I want to do A, B, and C. I'd love to be part of the program. Blah blah blah." Whatever your video spiel is. But then in the, I think in the audio introduction, you do something cool. Like maybe if you're a guitar player, you could like play a little riff, or do something kind of creative with like saying who you are, something that's different. I think it's an opportunity. There's an opportunity there to make yourself stand out that would be a missed opportunity if you just had left it blank. And I had just learned about this while preparing for this presentation. In the past, I had left it blank, but there's basically some points on the table by being creative with that audio introduction. Again, it's not mandatory. At this point, your profile won't be incomplete, as if you were to miss some questions, but it's an option for you to get some extra points on your application. And if it's competitive, maybe 1 point makes all the difference. So just trying to help give you guys extra insights here and there. And I believe that essentially is the application. So at this point, I thought I would kind of talk about last season. If there's people on here who maybe they're very new with OMCI and they don't know about the program, this is some things you could do to, I don't know, help your research. So you could go to the OMCI YouTube channel, and there's all the uploads from last season. So pretty much every week over the summer, there were live streams in lieu of the sort of community-based performances. So you can see all the different artists, all the different kind of styles, from like solo bass to singer-songwriters to, we had bands play. So there's a wide range of talent you can kind of just look through to maybe gauge, like, hey, I kind of sound like that person. If they got in and I'm around the same skill level, then that might help make you feel a bit more confident about submitting your application. Also, if you go through the OMCI Instagram page, you might, if you want to get like a second opinion, or you want to maybe get a more direct feedback from one of the artists. I'm sure any of the artists featured in the program, through their tags or through their profile, if you were to send them a message, I'm sure they would be more than happy to give you, sort of a firsthand experience of how they felt the program went. If you're looking for some info, if you're on the fence of, do I really want to apply? Like, is this really for me? You could reach out to them, and I'm sure they'd be happy to provide you some info that you might be looking for. All right, at this point in the presentation, If you have any questions on anything we've talked about, feel free to drop a comment in the stream. So we are streaming on Facebook and on YouTube. I'll be here sort of monitoring the comment section if there's any questions you guys have. I kind of compiled some questions I thought were commonly encountered. So if you have any questions, then maybe you'll find some of the ones listed here as we go through them. But yeah, if you have any questions, let me know, and I'm gonna kind of go through some of these main points here. So you might be asking, does the quality of my video matter? Like, does it have to be like HD, recorded with professional audio, all that kind of stuff? And the answer to this is it does not. The verdict I got from the artistic team was that they are more interested in seeing a really great performance than they are focused on having it be like an over the top production. So I guess the example might be like you could shoot it in like 4K and record it with some really expensive microphones and like that, but then you butcher the song or the performance, versus if you maybe just had like an iPhone camera and you just sang your heart out and really connected with the song, that really genuine performance is going to be more important than how well produced the result is here. Okay, I do see a question. I'm going to try and read this subtly. Emma asks, I'm pretty sure I filled out this form in December, but didn't submit the audition, so I missed the beginning. Should I fill it out again and redo it? If you submitted your application, then you should have a profile. So I believe you will be able to, I don't think you would have been able to submit it in December. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think it was around the end of January, the portal opened. So you have a chance now to you can either create a new profile, or you can log in again and sort of submit the new application for this role, and I think it'd be fine. So I hope that answers your question. I think maybe you could redo it. Maybe you could resubmit it, or maybe you have the profile. And I think either way, if you submit it into but didn't submit the audition. Yeah, I think that may have been for something else. I think that may have been for a different wave. I think this is more like the first round of this season. Maybe there was another sort of application that thing you had submitted for was different. So I don't think it would be redoing it, but I think it'd be submitting a new application for this season. All right, I think we had another question on our YouTube stream. How many songs are supposed to be in the video? Just one, or mark several sections of multiple songs? That's a pretty good question. I guess you could approach it either way. Like, you usually in this sort of format of only having 3 minutes, you could kind of do like a verse chorus of one song, and if you have time, then you could do a sort of a compilation or like a medley. Really, we're looking for the idea is, what can you do in 3 minutes that's going to really show us your personality, your identity as a musician, what's going to showcase a range of your skills. So if you think that one song isn't going to encapsulate the full range of what you do, then I think you're on the right track. I think, you will want to do multiple songs. It has to only be one video. I don't think I wouldn't recommend that you submit 3 video links. It should be one video, perhaps edited. Like maybe you record the full 3 songs as 3-minute songs, and then you go in and you produce and you kind of fade in the different moments. But again, just to reiterate, the judges will only watch 3 minutes of your video. So make those 3 minutes count with whatever they are. Another question, where can I apply for the program? So that question, maybe we came in late. What you want to do is go to the OMCI website, which is ontariomusicians.com, and then you will find a a shortcut to the summer employment opportunity where you can apply and then go through the process here and so on. That's what we're looking for. I guess the direct link, if you're looking for it, is ontariomusicians.com/summer employment. And that's where you can go to apply. Okay, so this is kind of very similar to the question I think Gwyneth asked. Maybe what should I play for my YouTube upload? And I guess I probably already answered this, but we're looking to really know who you are as a musician. So highlight whatever is most representative of where you are. I think I kind of sort of encapsulated it best earlier when I said that if you're a guitar player, or it was the idea of like that originals are preferred, but if there's a cover that's more suited to where you are, then that's the way to go. Okay, who will be evaluating my performance or your application? So there's going to be a team of people within OMCI as well as outside of OMCI. So it will be the artistic director team will be sort of going through each of the applications, and it will also consist of people in the industry, perhaps in your area, who will be looking through these applications and kind of scoring them accordingly. Next question that's come up quite a bit has been, do I need to be a member to be successful in my audition? And the answer to that is you do not need to be a member, but it's likely that if you are a member and you've participated in some of the trainings and the workshops, that some of those skills will transfer forward in helping that the various elements of your application are maybe higher quality or more refined, or you maybe might be further along in the stage than other people. So while you don't need to be a member, it likely gives you a good chance at being more successful in your through the audition process. That is. Looking through any of the streams, Nicole asks, "Can I sing half a song, like verse and chorus?" Totally. That's very sort of common in this format. Just sort of give them the gist of the song. That's totally fine. Again, just to reiterate, you got 3 minutes. So if you can get verse, chorus, or if you want to do your own arrangement, verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, something like that would be great. Okay, so I answered this one, but I'm going to reiterate it because it's really important. What happens if I don't answer all the questions in the various profile applications phase? And basically, you're going to lose a lot of points if your profile looks to be incomplete. So definitely don't skip a question. Don't leave any of the questions unchecked. You'll probably receive a bunch of like spam emails over the course of the couple weeks asking you to finish it. I guess the other thing I didn't mention before was the application closes on the 15th. And what I would say is don't wait until February 14th to submit your application, because sometimes I think we've heard that the the portal can get a bit buggy. So best to get it in sooner than later. Will the 2021 Artist Program be entirely online like last year? We are basically playing it by ear. I believe we are setting up systems to be in place so that if we do get the green light, that we will be ready to go in some format of delivering in-person opportunities. Obviously, we have to abide with the government regulations around this, so it's really just playing it by ear to see how things go. Even if we were to have some sort of hybrid of being entirely online, or in person, if you don't feel comfortable being in person, then the option would exist for you to function in the program. I'm trying to say you can still do the job in the program online if you don't feel comfortable with any of the in-person opportunities that may or may not exist if things allow for it. Going back to this part, I'm getting a feed that's saying if the questions are incomplete, they will not be assessed. So to correct myself there, you won't score lower, your application might just be thrown out, or it will be thrown out. So definitely don't take that aspect of it for granted. So for returning staff, do I still have to submit a performance video? I think the answer to this is all you have to do is submit the 1-minute video. I believe you can, if you are returning staff, you automatically get scheduled for the callbacks in March, but you still have to submit the video introduction. And in that case, when you do the video introduction, it's recommended that you sort of illustrate or get across how you've grown from last year. So you want to try and showcase how you've grown by being in the program, and then if you're interested in being in the program again, what new things are you looking to achieve? So in that case, that 1-minute video is going to be a bit different for artists who have previously been in the program. So I don't think you have to submit a a video, like a audition video with the YouTube link. Obviously, I don't think it hurts, but you get a kind of a bye to the callbacks right away. All right. Lastly, I thought I would close with some tips and advice. Just going to look through the feed here and see if there's any other questions I may have missed. I think we got them all so far. So some final thoughts. I think the main thing to keep in mind is that the program is looking for individuals who are teachable, who are motivated, who have intentions or goals related to their career growth. It's more important, that you are an individual that is looking to improve, that may not know everything, than sort of the know-it-all type that's kind of like relying maybe on their talent, who doesn't work as hard. So in this case, they may have more talent than someone who wants to work harder, but this program is going to favor those who are going to show up on time, who are going to be active in the program, who are going to try to take the most or make the most out of it, versus those who think they've already got it all figured out. Those individuals won't be as successful in this program, even though they might be a more talented artist. So keep that in mind. And then, which gets to sort of the next point, The program is really designed for those who want a career in the industry. So basically, we're gonna make you work for it. If you get the job, it's not all flowery and ooh, I get to play music all day. It's like a lot of training hours, a lot of work to be done, a lot of preparation, a lot of performances, a lot of honing on your craft, things like that. Like it's a program that's not for everyone, but it's definitely something that's really helpful for those who are the right fit. So part of the application process that we're looking for in this first round is just to make sure that people who move on to the callbacks, that we have the right symmetry or the right chemistry. That's where synergy. I think that's where I was looking for. That it's sort of mutually beneficial for both parties. That we're working from maybe our side of the table. We're working with artists who want to be there, who want to show up, who want to learn, and then from the artist's point of view, that they're getting things that they need to really grow their careers and how to be successful in the music industry. And the last thing I thought I would leave you with is really touching on what I just said, that we want you to be yourself. So you don't have to sort of put on a persona or like a stage presence or anything like that. If you're the right fit, then and you're being authentic about it, or you're being real and it's genuine, then it's going to work out. And I don't think you're going to be able to fake the judges if you think, oh, I can just sort of write down the right answers that they want to hear. It might work to get you through the first phase, but once you come to callbacks, the audition process or the interview process is pretty intense, if I recall. So you won't be able to fake it in this case. So it's really just about being yourself, being honest, being real, and just sort of trying to accurately convey your intentions towards the program. And I'm just going to do another quick sweep here. I don't see any other questions. So if you are watching at this point and there's anything I've missed or anything you want to know further about the audition process, now is the time. And then just a reminder, I guess this is kind of like the last thing here, is that if you are successful in the audition, so after the 15th, the portal will close, you will get an email in early March range to get hired. You might need to check your spam folder from folder in case you miss any notifications. The callback auditions will take place on the 20th and the 21st. We will have another workshop on Thursday, March 4th. So if you are successful in making it past the initial audition phase and you want to learn more about what to expect in the callbacks, we will be having another workshop on how to prepare for the callback auditions with the same sort of insights and tips to help you be successful and to help you stand out in your auditions or into your auditions. All right, I believe that is the end. So I'd like to thank you all for joining us. I hope you learned something new or took away something from it that will help you in your application process. I hope it goes well. And I hope if you tuned in this evening, I hope to see you back on the 4th of March for our callback audition. All right. Thank you, guys.